guys, it's time for Comparing Numbers, Choose All, Part 2, where we're going to have to fill in the blank with the missing numbers. I'm going to warn you, this is going to be tricky. Let's get started. All right, our reminder when we're comparing numbers, I gave you 3 strategies in the last comparing numbers. First of all, you want to count the numbers on either side because more numbers will always be greater than less numbers. Second of all, you can underline the first 2 numbers of each side if they're the same amount, and you can compare to see which is larger. Third, if the first 2 numbers are the same, then you go to the next place value until you compare each as you go and find out which is greater. All right, let's try it. Here we go. We're going to choose all the numbers that are greater than 7,398. So let's remember those skills that we were going to use. We were going to count the numbers on each side. I can see that I have 4 numbers right here. And as I look, I actually see 4 numbers on each one of these. So I know that I have 4 numbers in all the places. So I'm going to go to strategy number 2, and I'm going to be underlining each of the first 2 numbers to see if that can help me. This is 73, and I am trying to find the numbers that are greater than 7,398. So what I'm doing is I'm basically looking in the thousands place and the hundreds place combined. So I underlined 79, which is 7,900, and I can tell that that is greater than 7,398. So I'm going to put a mark there. I come over here and I see 8,000, and I can see that 80 is greater than 73, so I can see that that works. I move to the next one. The next one is 72, and I know that 72 is not greater than 73. So I'm just going to go ahead and put an X right there. The next one is also 72, and I already decided that 72 is not greater than 73, so I'm going to place an X there as well. The next one is 73 and 73, so we better go to the next number. I see that there is a 9 right there, and there is an 8 right here. Now, is 8 greater than 9? No, it is not, so I'm going to cross it off. Let's go to the next one. I see 73, the 73 matches, so I'm going to go to that next one, the next place value, which is the hundredths. I'm going to compare those. I have a 9 up here, and I have a 1 right here. Is 1 greater than 9? Absolutely not. So I'm going to cross that one off. Okay. Okay, now you're going to get a chance. You're going to get an opportunity to try out all of these strategies and to choose all the numbers, but be very careful because I can already see that this has a different set of directions. It says all the numbers that are less than 5,267. Try those strategies out, pause the video, and come on back when you're done and we'll check them together, okay? All right, let's see how you did. First of all, if you applied that same strategy, number 1, if you counted them all, that first number had 4 places. Yet this first number right here had 3 places. So is 3 places less than 4 places? Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark there. All right, we had 52, and we need something that's lower than 52, less than 52. So I'm going to look right here, and I have 65. That is not smaller than 52, so I'm going to X that one out. Right here I have 53, and I can see that 53 is not smaller than 52, so I'm going to have to cross that one out. Down here I see 40, and I know that 40 is smaller than 52, so I know that 4,098 is going to be smaller or less than 5,267. I'm going to check mark that one. The next one has a 52. This has a 52, so I move to the next number. This one had a 6 right here, and this one also has a 6. So we move on to the next one. And this one has a 7, and this is a 3. Is 3 less than 7? Why, yes, it is. So I'm going to give myself a check mark there. All right, and the next one. 51 is smaller than 52, so I can tell that that one also works. So if I were to go back and check, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4. When we have to choose all, that means we're going to have more than one correct answer. We just don't know how many there's going to be. Let's try another type. All right, this one is going to require a lot of brain stretching because it's really tricky, but I know you can do it. Let's try a few together. This asks us to decide what numbers go inside the blank to make it true. So we have to pay close attention to our symbols right here. This one says that this has to be my biggest number. So I need to make this number bigger than my first number. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same kind of strategies that I used before, where I'm going to underline both of these two. I've got 23 and 23, except I need the right side to be of greater value. So now I'm actually comparing the tens place. I need the number 7, which is in the tens place, to be smaller than whatever number I put in the tens place on the other side. So I could actually put an 8, or I could put a 9 in there too. Either way, it would work. Let's go over to this next one. I see that I have a 6 right here, and I see I don't know what this is. This is a mystery to me right now. But I see there's an equal sign. So if I want both sides to be equal, that means that each of the place values are going to be the same. So now this really isn't a mystery to me anymore, because if there's a 6 on the left side, that means there has to be a 6 on the right side in the thousands place. If there's a 3 on the right side in the hundreds place, if it has an equal value, that means there would be a 3 in the hundreds place on the left side. Looking at the bottom, coming down to the bottom, I have 1 0, and of course I have that I don't know what, but I know that I need this number to be greater. So this number has to be larger than this number over here. So I can't put a 1 in that blank space. So if I look at the next numbers, I see that it has 29 and I see 19. So I decide, you know what, if I put 1 in the thousands place, 1029 is greater than 1019. That makes it work. In the next one, I have 47 and 47. I can see that my big mouth is facing over here, so I want this to be my greater value. The 8s are the same in the tens place, so I just need to make sure that I put a number in the ones place that is going to be smaller than 3. So I'm going to pick 2, but you could have put 1, or you even could have put a 0. Down at the next one, I'm going to continue using that same strategy, looking at this, but I have to pay attention. I need this number to be bigger, actually. This one has to be smaller. So my 9 and my 5 are the same. When I'm looking over here, I see that this is a 2, and I want the other side to be smaller than a 2. So if I place a 1 right there, I see that 9,511 is less than 9,520. Moving to the last one. I'm going to again keep with that same strategy, 5 0 and 5, I don't know what yet. All right, I see a 2 right here. I see a 1 right here, and I know that I need this number to be bigger. So already I can tell that 2 in the tens place is greater than the 1 in the tens place. So if I go back to the hundreds, I have nothing right here. So actually, if I place a 0 in the hundreds place, I can tell that 5,026 is going to be greater than 5,016. All right, this is where we challenge you. I want you to do this one on your own. I want you to pause the video, come on back when you're done, and we can check it out together, okay? All right, we're back, and let's see how you did. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply those same strategies. I'm looking right there to see that they're equal. I see that this is my biggest number, which means that I am going to put over here in this blank space, I need to put something that is smaller than 7. Anything that's smaller than 7. I'm going to put a 6 right there because 8,878 is greater than 8,860. Over here, I'm going to put my 2 6s and my surprise number there. I need this to be less than. So if I've got a 6 in the hundreds place and I need it to be smaller or less than, I can put a 7 right over here. 6,611 is less than 6,710. Right over here, I have a missing number, and I have 51. I know that I need this to be my larger number, so I'm going to look in my thousands place. I have a 5 here, but I need the other number to be larger. So I'm just going to place a 6 there. But you could have put a 7 or an 8 or a 9. Over here I have 57, and I have a mystery number again. So I see that this needs to be my larger size. So when I am comparing, I see that I have 5s in the thousands place, and I know that I need this number to be bigger than my 700s. So I'm just going to put an 8 in there. That'll work. 5,733 is less than 5,881. The next one, I see 45, I see 45. Aha! I see a 4 at the end, a 4 at the end, but I see that this number has to be bigger, has to be greater. So I see a 2 here, and I think, what's less than a 2? That would have to be a 0 or a 1. I'm choosing to put a 1 because 4,514 is less than 4,524. And the last one. I see a 9 and a 0, a 9 and a 0. I see a 3, I see a 3. I see less than. That means that this number right here, this 2, has to be less than something that I put over here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a 3. 9,023 is less than 9,033. Okay, you did it. I am really proud of you. I know this took a lot of hard work and it took some brain stretching, but you were amazing. Great job. Until next time, bye-bye.